Hi there, Frank here for premium members for the trading day of April the 8th, 2026, a Wednesday. So as you can see tonight, on most markets, markets have found the catalyst, aka the excuse to do what they were going to do anyway. So you can see everything on the chart. No comment is necessary. It's worth noting that our mathematical calculations, when you look at these charts, the 4-hour chart, but all of them actually, accurately calculated the expected move that was coming up. Look at the 4-hour chart. We have two long signals, but one of them was many hours before, actually last night. These calculations are too often correct for us to simply ignore them. Oh, I want to show you one more thing here. Let's look at the triple R column, and you may be surprised if you look at yours, for example, that mine may be different. There's much more colors on mine, and there's a simple reason for that, and I'll show you what it is. And seasoned Remek users, of course, they know all this stuff, but here we go. So when I right-click on the column, this is just simple NinjaTrader. Of course, I'm able to specify when I want to do the calculation. So the setting here by default is on bar close. And this is a daily chart, a daily time frame for me. All right, you see, 1 day bar close. So since the markets opened at 6 p.m. tonight, they've only been open for a couple of hours. This candle will be open for another 20 hours or so, after which we would get the calculation. But until then, look what happens. If I click on it, they will be black because the candle is still open. But obviously, on the chart, we already see that the giant moves are in progress. Long story short, if you want to know what the triple R calculation is, so standard deviation, as of, let's say, 10 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time, in the middle of an unclosed, still open candle, then simply right-click on the chart. I sometimes do this because I want to just be aware of what the objective calculation mathematically is. So you just go to triple R and you say on bar close, price change is okay. And I don't keep this on all the time because it might slow down Ninja if the market action is too fast. But for now, you see, you can see that there are dramatic moves higher than 2 standard deviations, and some of them below 2 standard deviations, not surprisingly CL and HO, so energies, and the currencies and indexes. You can see right away which markets deserve our attention. Okay, so for the time of this video, I'll just keep this on. I'm not going to play any more with it, but remember that by default, I have this on bar closed, as I have all the other columns as well. If you like this type of content, I encourage you to check out our premium membership, especially the annual premium membership, which includes all our services as well as all our software. If you just want to purchase our software, you can do so in the shop as well. In either case, we hope to have you on board soon as we build our community of traders dedicated to trading excellence. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon. Talking about the indexes, let's continue with the NQ. A couple of days ago, we were talking about the instant reversal here on several index markets. We were also talking about the first major support from sometime in 2025, you see, a year ago. So basically, if we look at the weekly chart, all that happened is we retested an important pivot from the past, actually the first one. Now, what's next? If you, for any reason, you were not long here, then of course we just do what we always do. You look for pullbacks on your preferred time frame. Next one is YM. Here's the instant reversal. This has been 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a week ago. We put this on the chart. Look at this breakout on the 4-hour chart, the cloud, and RTY also made a giant move, by the way. A little sleepy RTY sometimes can really wake up and do stuff. Look at this. And this was, technically speaking, a breakout trade. And also, we had the long signal. So if somebody was taking this signal seriously, then you were in a long trade after or upon the 6 p.m. open Eastern time. Okay, getting back to currencies here without being sidetracked all the time. So remember a couple of weeks ago, we were starting to talk about a potential reversal and our opinion about the long-term weakening of the US dollar, about which you can read online in various from various viewpoints. In any case, we're just looking at price action as always, and this is the 6E, and we said that probably or most likely it will turn here and retest the 120. You can go back 4 or 5 days, maybe a couple of videos. I remember we discussed this, so this move is not surprising. And there's excellent, I expect excellent opportunities coming up on these currency markets. So currency markets have woken up. Look at this. The 6A is moving, and we haven't missed anything. The show is just starting. Canadian dollar has turned, or at least is showing us some signs that it wants to. And the Japanese yen also put in a giant candle here, just a burst to the upside. And this can also be perhaps the first sign of something on the bullish side. We'll see. Swiss franc, these bottom tails, this reversal has also been here for a couple of days. Actually, technically, when we noticed this, which is a, you know what it is? It's a failure test. You see how far it's going to go? Nobody can tell, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, now let's move on to metals. GC, SI, and also the other three have woken up. The expected move to the upside is in progress. Look at this, watch out. This has been here since yesterday. Of course, there are two long signals here before the big one came, and it's unlikely that this move is over. We'll see what's going to happen next. It's not risk-free, but we can expect that at least an attempt will be made, further attempt to move to the upside here. And the SI is doing something very similar. Look at this. Okay, the 4-hour structure has been here for a day or two. Okay, also we mentioned that it might retest this pivot here around 95 or so. Now we're going to ignore CL. CL has done what it wanted to. Who knows what's going on? This is the most prone to jerk reactions to what is going on minute by minute in Iran, of course. So I would leave it alone for now. It's a quick look at MBT, which is correlated with the indexes, so not surprising that it's moving up as well. Remember, building a base, we mentioned this several times. So what could be next here? Well, technically speaking, this is the level that probably it's heading to. You see, the upper Keltner and then the previous pivot, which will function as a resistance area expectedly. We'll see. Okay, two more metals, PA and PL. Let's just have a quick look. Last time I looked at it, they were moving up. No surprise that they're correlated with gold and silver. Also, treasuries have woken up. So we haven't looked at this for, I don't know how long, months maybe, many weeks. But now we're starting to see some tradable situations here. So let's keep an eye on this. And that also involves includes the ZB, ZN, and which was the other one, the ZF, the 5-year. And we dropped corn. The only agricultural, this might wake up, but this is not something I want to be long on, so I got out of this trade. And what I'm still looking at is soybeans, which hasn't triggered, but it might. Judging from this bottom tail, if it comes back and gets triggered somewhere. I'm treating this as a breakout trade now. So somewhere in this area, depending on how aggressive you want to be, in this area somewhere you may want to consider a long trade. But the trade itself will be on the weekly, on the daily chart. Remember, we're just using the smaller chart to fine-tune the entry. Okay, and probably if there is a trade coming out of this, then probably we would do something like this. 1214, 1214, so back up to the upper Keltner on the daily. So that's how I see this, and we have to be vigilant here. Anything can change any minute. The situation is volatile, but at least we see some situations, quite a few actually, that we remember from our books, which are in our trading plan, which we recognize instantly, and which we will be ready to trade. Let's focus on the technicals and stay away from being hypnotized by the media cycle. Let's see what happens tomorrow back in the morning, and until then, mindful trading.